Super Bowl. Eric Dickerson still with us. Eric, this is the million-dollar question. How impressive was the old-ass man yesterday?
That old-ass man was very impressive.
All right, he admits it.
I got to give credit where credit's due. I mean, Tom is a great quarterback, probably the greatest quarterback. I'm not disputing that at all. You know, he did what you expect Tom Brady to do. If you give Tom Brady 2 minutes to go down the field to win the game, I would say it's about a 99.9% chance that that's going to happen. And that's what happened yesterday. Yeah. I mean, even with the 2 interceptions, you know, some of it wasn't his fault. I think one of them wasn't his fault. We were kind of trying to watch the game on the plane coming back after our win. So was I impressed? I was very impressed. And you know, I say this and skipping, and I know how you feel. I still believe that Belichick and Tom Brady go hand in hand. I still think Belichick runs that motor. They're not the same guy. They're not the same team without each other. And for sure, Tom Brady was vintage Tom Brady. So I know
so you're going to allow him to play one more game before he retires, right?
Hey, you know, he can play me 45 if he says.
Well, you realize you're going to do your team in because that old ass man quote's going to get back to Brady again before you play.
I wanted to get back to him. I got some more for you. I'm gonna let you. I got some more for you over here. So yes.
Interesting.
Tom was a virtuoso. He was great when he needed to be. Skipper, you think about it. He scored 3 touchdowns on his final 3 possessions. Had 4 possessions. He took the kneel down at the end of the game. Early on, what Tom Brady is smart enough to know. You know what? I ain't got to impress you guys. Okay, so what? I'm not throwing the ball 10 yards down the field. So what? First 3 quarters, only 6 times did he throw the ball 10 yards down the field. 4th quarter in overtime, 17. So what he's saying is, okay, now because you want to, you know, come to the edge, I'm going to throw over the top of your head. He made 3 mistakes, Skip, and he got away with 2 of them. They didn't make him. I mean, they scored a touchdown, but Eric Berry should have picked that ball. Eric Berry dropped the interception. He ended up throwing a touchdown to Dorsett.
Which ball are you talking about? To Gronk?
Yeah, he was throwing one to Gronk, and he overshot Gronk, and Eric Berry had an opportunity to pick it, and he didn't pick it, and it led to end up going and getting a touchdown out of that. D Ford. Let me ask you a question. Skip, here's the guy. D Ford is lied in what we call a wide 9. He's in a cock stance, which means he's out wide. He's about 2 yards outside the tackle, and he's turned inside. Dude, your waist is at the ball. Hell, he could have been in the Patriots backfield. I thought he was a Patriots player.
His hand is in the ground in the Patriots backfield.
Yes! And then he looking up at the Jumbotron like, what? Dude, you offside.
Yeah, he way offside.
Those are the things that you can't have happen. But, Skip, let's give the offensive line some protection. In 2 playoff games, Tom Brady has 90 pass attempts. He's been sacked 0 times. He has 3 quarterback hits. Let that sink in for a second. 90 pass attempts, 0 sacks, 3 hits. Well, if you don't hit him and you let them run the ball, because remember, Skip, they ran the ball really well against the Chargers. They ran the ball really, really well against the Chiefs. Well, if you let them run the ball and you're not going to hit Tom Brady, you got 0 chance.
Remember what Joey Bosa said to Tom Brady in the 4th quarter? Quit throwing the ball so fast. I can't get here. Because it's gone. You fight your behind off to get to him, and all of a sudden it's just gone. And you say, well, what am I doing? And after a while, you just get worn out from it because he's going to read it, speed read, and he's going to make such a quick choice and a right choice that it's going to frustrate you over time. Not to take anything away from the offensive line, because it's been really good. They are well coached.
They're better than good now.
So, Mr. Dickerson,
yes,
I consider you the greatest running back ever. But you have to give it up to this man because he's clearly the greatest quarterback ever. But to me, he is showing you, once again yesterday, he is the Michael Jordan of the National Football League. I know he's in a very misleading package because it's hard to get your arms around him because he's aw shucks, gee whiz, golly gee, lame, just corny Tom Brady after games. You're like, who is this guy?
Yeah, Skipper, that was
he was corny after the game.
He can't jump like Jordan.
No.
He doesn't have the body of LeBron.
He doesn't.
He just
doesn't
like
have any of that.
Nothing.
But the NFL Network reported that one day last week he walked in the Patriots facility and said out loud to no one in particular, I'm the baddest MF on the planet. And he meant it. And he showed you yesterday, push come to shove on that football field, he's the baddest MF on the planet. Because The reason I've always said he's even more clutch than Jordan didn't have that many chances to be clutch because he never went to a Game 7 in all 6 of his finals. Yeah. This guy has had chance after chance after chance, starting against your St. Louis Rams in the first go-round.
Back to that.
Huh?
Ooh.
Right?
Yes.
Well, again, he leads a field goal game-winning drive against the Rams and then against Carolina, and he looked like he'd beaten Eli with a touchdown pass to Randy Moss with 2 minutes left. And then we go up to the Legion of Boom, 124 yards in the fourth quarter, and then we come up to Atlanta. They're down 28-3. He throws for 246 in the fourth quarter and overtime and brings them all the way back to win. And then 505 yards in the Super Bowl last year, and then this happened. He finally has a signature road win because he didn't have one of those on his resume. He was 3-4 in the postseason. The last road game he'd won was more than 12 years ago. That qualifies as a signature game because that is hard. Because the only way they're going to beat Patrick Mahomes is by keeping Patrick Mahomes on the sideline. It's 44 minutes to 21 minutes for Patrick Mahomes. Have you ever heard a time of possession that lopsided?
Yeah, that was very lopsided.
It's impossible. It's impossible. It's because you convert 13 of 19 third downs. It's because Tom Brady went 9 of 11 on third down for 119 yards. And every time, at the end, it's 3rd and 10, 3rd and 10, 3rd and 10. In overtime, he completes all 3 of them. That's impossibly great. That's impossibly clutch. To me, he's the clutchest performer in the history of sports. But he doesn't look the part. He doesn't act the part. So nobody really gives him the part. But you got to give it up to him today because that was pretty special what he did. And again, they went in there with one arm tied behind their back because Belichick's defense, to me, is not very good. They tricked him for a while. But once the fourth quarter came, Patrick Mahomes scored 24 points in 3 minutes. In 3 minutes. It's impossible. But that defense is not that good. And you're going to find that, again, if your team can get the football in its hands, it can do damage to this defense.
They got to weather the storm, too.
Well, they got to weather the storm.
The bats come out early.
I'll say it again. You're right. You're right pretty much on all your points. Did he play great? Is he the greatest quarterback? I would say yes, he is the greatest quarterback. Is he... does he lead that football team? Most definitely. I mean, is he a leader on the field? Most definitely. But let's go back. You know, when you talked about some of the worst calls in sports history, to me, one of the worst calls in sports history, it started when the Patriots won their first Super Bowl when they played the Oakland Raiders in Foxborough.
I was there.
That was a fumble.
It was a fumble.
I don't care what it was a fumble. It was a fumble, and that's what it was, a fumble. Okay. That got them to the Super Bowl. They should have been the Raiders and the Rams, but it's the Raiders.
Okay, I give you that one.
It's there.
Yep.
Now, they go and they film out practice. They go and film out practice. Now, you know, one thing about
that's an allegation, but it was alleged. Well, it was alleged.
It's an alleged, but we know it happened.
And so did the Carolina Panthers allege the same thing the next year.
The GM alleged.
They did.
When you talk to the players on the Rams, let me say this, coming back on the team playing last night, they want the Patriots. They say, you got to beat the best to be considered the best. So they want the Patriots.
Be careful what you wish for.
And I knew you were going to say that. I knew you were going to say that. But we want that. We want them. That's great.
I honor that.
I think our team has been, the Rams football team has been supposedly overachieving the last 2 years. They've been, just like Tom Brady. You know, you talk about Tom Brady. You talk about Sean McVay. People talk about Sean McVay as he's too young to be a head coach. And I said this when he got the job. We don't care if he's 15 years old. If we're winning football games and win the Super Bowl, who cares? Nobody cares, right? He's got a birthday coming up. Who cares about that?
Right.
The most important thing is winning. Most definitely, the Rams are looking forward to this game because 17 years ago, they got, Marshall Faulks, he said, Eric, it was like, they were running the routes for us. They were waiting for us out there. I mean, you know what? You can say, as a player, we know. We know, what's those saying? If you ain't cheating, you ain't trying. You know, and that's part of the game. When you get caught, as many times as the Patriots have been caught, you know, but it seems nothing happens to them. But I give them credit. This is a stoic. This is a great franchise.
Do the Ram kids, the younger players, do they get any revenge out of that? Do they have any revenge motive? For 2001?
You know, I think when you play for any football team, you play for a football team and you know the history. You know the history. Of course. You're like, you know, we want to play against Tom Brady. I want Aaron Donald and Ndamukong Suh, you know, to play against Tom Brady in this Super Bowl game, to actually bring back the trophy back to LA that we should have had. It was in St. Louis. That's when it was in St. Louis. You know, in 2001. So, you know, I give it up, but I'm giving it up. I say he is the greatest quarterback, but he's still an old ass man for football. I don't care how you put it, for football. But this, you know what? But this ain't old. This arm, long as you can do that.
Hey,
that's all that counts.
You still got to have those ballet dancer feet in the pocket. He still got it. Yeah, and you still got to have...
He don't need them.
He don't need them.
Nobody get close to him now.
He don't need them.
You got to have reaction time. You got to be speed read and get rid of the football.
You got to get rid of the ball. You know, in this day and age, they can't hit like they used. They can't hit like they used to. They don't hit like they used to.
No.
So,
he'd have been gone long time.
Oh, he'd have been gone long time.
I would buy that. I would agree with that.
Okay, now you agree with that. Okay, but like I said, I'm giving it up. But I'm looking forward to, just like the Lakers and the Celtics. We don't like Boston. Let's just make let's plan this out. I don't like Boston. You know, the Rams and Boston. Hey, let's do it, baby. We're ready for this. We're ready for this.
Well, I got to tell you, on paper, this should be a mismatch to the Rams.
Oh, so
they're way more talented.
I told you he's a double agent.
You've been ready all year for
What you
this.
talking about with John King wig on? You telling me you go to the winner? Oh, you lost. I'm going to the winner over here.
Doing talent. Is there a Talib on the Patriots except for Stephon?
I said the same thing in this guy. I said we're more talented. We had the most talent playing the New Orleans Saints. I've been saying that the whole time.
You do.
I do.
We have the most talent.
We have the most talent.
Yeah.
And
see what they do next.
Well, speaking of the most talented,
got a lot of talent today. A lot of Hall of Famers. Eric, thank you for being here, but taking your seat. Deion Sanders here. We are going to talk to him about all the games. Get his reaction.
Don't come back with that.
Hall of Fame hangout today.